It's deja vu all over again. Florida's Happy New Year is short-lived. The 2008 fiscal nightmare is 2009's harsh reality. That's our special edition in this new year of Powerplay with our guests Paul Fleming, Capitol Bureau Chief for Gannett News Service, and Josh Haffenbrock, Capitol Bureau Chief for the South Florida Sun-Sentinel. Oh my gosh, the new year begins and $2.3 billion in cuts are facing lawmakers in a special session. How will they do it?
Well, on Tuesday it came out the official call, and that structured how things are going to go pretty precisely. Not unexpected, the Seminole Tribe Gambling Pact is off the table. That $135 million in the governor's proposal to fill that $2.3 billion gap is off the table. So is the cigarette tax idea from Democrats to add $1 a pack. That's not going to happen. What we did see is that there's likely to be raised fees for state court system to raise money there, and they're also going to dip into class size or give some flexibility to education to fill the money they're going to cut there.
How long can they continue to cut before they do something to raise revenue?
Well, I think you'll see that in the regular session. Some of the things that Paul talked about, you'll see the Seminole Tribe certainly on the table. That's $137 million odd dollars that's out there for this fiscal year. And you'll also see a cigarette tax on the table. You'll see sales tax exemption. So during the regular session, certainly you'll see those tax increases on the table where they haven't been the last few years.
We've never seen a modern governor faced with this kind of fiscal crisis upon fiscal crisis, $5 billion lower budget than what he inherited. Has it trickled down to where people of Florida care? Are they raising their voices about it?
Not yet. I mean, you write if you're a reporter, you write a budget story, you're likely not to get too much reaction. But that may be coming. You know, if you see cuts to medically needy, to optional Medicaid services, more cuts to public education, and you get into a layoff situation with some of these teachers, you could see a public outcry.
Well, the dipping into the child's endowment has raised some ire.
That's true, and that plays into what Josh is saying. We're running out of options on what to do here, and everyone now says, all the quotes from the lawmakers is, we've cut the muscle, we've cut down to bone, now we're cutting into bone. So this is not so much a special session as the beginning of regular session, prelude to regular session, that begins now, that officially will begin March 3.
Well, relatively speaking, a serious budget crisis as we have competing on the calendar with the University of Florida Orange and Blue in the national championship game right in the middle of the first week of session.
You're not going to make us do a gator chop here, are you?
Well, how's that going to play out, though?
Well, House members certainly are going to be in a pinch to get down there. They're going to have second reading on their budget bill on Thursday beginning at 3 p.m., 5 hours before kickoff.
Was that intentional by the Speaker? A little payback of some sort?
To the Gator Caucus? I don't think so. Okay. I think they lined out what they needed to do to get this $2.3 billion gap fixed, and that's what they're going to do.
How's it play if too many of these lawmakers go to the game?
We shall see. I mean, especially, you know, they've been under fire. The GOP's been under fire for profligate spending, you know, and trips to London and expensive hotel rooms and that sort of thing. And that's one avenue where legislators could bum a free plane ride down to the game. So, you know, they could come under fire if they're accepting flights when they should be focusing on, you know, a $2.3 billion budget hole.
You know, there have been times in Florida's modern history that were called golden eras of leadership in the legislature and the executive branch. Is anybody saying we're witnessing a golden era right now?
Well, that was a common line from Governor Christ in his first year and a half, and you don't hear that much anymore because they're not doing much golden lawmaking these days. Mostly it's trying to balance the lesser of evils.
This is out of necessity, and these projections of revenue and the less money coming in is forcing the hand. Now, in some instances, it plays into the ideological stand of Republican leadership that want to shrink government anyway.
Well, it's early in the new year, but let's go to your respective power plays of the week. Paul.
I'm going to go with House Speaker Ray Sansom. We've talked about this, but he set the second reading debate at 3 o'clock on Thursday, thus denying the 54-member Gator Caucus the ability to go to Miami, and some of them in the House may even miss it on TV if the debate goes on.
Incredible. Josh?
I'm going to go with Leo DiBenigno, who is the Secretary of the Florida Lottery. This weekend, the first Powerball tickets will go on sale, and so there's been a heavy promotional blitz, and there was a report of a man dressed as a giant Powerball in the Boca Raton Mall, and lottery lottery revenues have been sagging because people haven't been spending their discretionary income in that way. This could give a short-term boost. People might be lured by the mega jackpots.
Well, you guys have your work cut out for you covering this special session. Paul Fleming, Josh Haffenbrack, thank you and Happy New Year. Go to the Safety Review for the latest political news, and we'll see you soon on Powerplay.